Hi everyone and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm John and I regularly post ukulele tutorials here on YouTube. Today we're going to be looking at a super fun classic, the Bare Necessities from the Jungle Book. It's perfect for the ukulele, and despite it being written in 1966 for the film, it has the charm and feel of a song from the Tin Pan Alley era in the 1920s and 30s, with lots of dominant 7 chords. We'll be looking at the song in G major, which suits the ukulele well and gives us some relatively simple chord changes. The song has 8 chords in all, and these are G major, G7, or G dominant 7 to give it its full name, C major, C7, or C dominant 7, and then we also have an E7, an A7, a D7. These are all what are known as dominant 7 chords as well, and lastly the only minor chord in the song, C minor. I generally play this chord as per the shape now shown, with my ring finger fretting all 3 strings nearest the floor at the 3rd fret, but you could also fret the individual strings with different fingers, like the diagram now shown, and indeed any other way that works for you. Before we get into breaking the song down, if you find this tutorial helpful, make sure to give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell for notifications so as not to miss out on any new tutorials as and when I post them. If you'd like a PDF of the song sheet with the lyrics and the chord shapes, buy me a coffee. See how to do so in the link in the description below the video, and I'll email one over to you. Alternatively, join me over at my Patreon page where all my tutorials and accompanying PDFs can be found in one place. The link for this can also be found in the video description below. I've also created a play-along video in order for you to practice once you've got the chord sequence down. I'll also link to this in the card above and the video description below. I don't really have a fixed strumming pattern as such that I use for this song, and I tend to mix things up a bit, but I guess the nearest approximation would either be to just play 4 down strums per bar and add a little emphasis on the 2nd and 4th beats, so something like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Or maybe something like down, down, up, down, up, down, up with a swing feel, and again accenting beats 2 and 4 of the bar, like so. 1, 2 and 3 and 4, and 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and. The song starts by going straight into the first chorus, and after this it has a verse which is followed by a second chorus with slightly different lyrics, and then we have another verse, and then we go back to repeat the first chorus again. Then finally we repeat the last line of the chorus once again to finish the song, but this time it's played at half speed. The choruses are all 16 bars long and are each time preceded by a 3-beat pickup before we land on the first chord of the first bar. In the case of the first chorus, this is the lyrics "Look for the," which is sung before we play that first chord on beat 1 of bar 1. If counting the song in, we would effectively need to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 before singing "Look for the," which would actually be on beats 2, 3 and 4 of the pickup bar before we play that first chord. Let me just demonstrate what I mean and hopefully it will all make sense. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Look for the bare necessities, and so on. The chord sequence for the chorus is 1 bar of G major, and then 1 bar of G7 in bar 2. In bar 3 we have a C major, that then moves to a C7 in bar 4. In bar 5 we go back to our G major, and then in bar 6 we have an E7, in bar 7 an A7, and then in bar 8 a D7. Then in bar 9 we go back to our home chord of G again, which is once again followed by a G7 in bar 10, a C in bar 11, and a C7 in bar 12. In bar 13 we get a split bar that shares a G major and an E7, The first chord takes the first 2 beats of the bar, and the second chord takes beats 3 and 4. In bar 14 we have another evenly split bar of A7 and then D7. And then in bar 15 we go back to our G major once again. And then finally in bar 16 we just play a single stopped strum of G on beat 1 of the bar. On beats 2, 3 and 4 of this final bar is where we would sing the pickup Wherever I, which takes us into the first verse. So if I just quickly demonstrate the first chorus with a count in, it should sound something like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Look for the bare necessities, the simple bare necessities. Forget about your worries and your strife. I mean the bare necessities, old Mother Nature's recipes, that brings the bare necessities of life. The verse is unusually a 25-bar sequence, and after the pickup line, Wherever I, from the final bar of the chorus, we have 2 bars of D7. In bars 3 and 4 we have 2 bars of G major. Then we have another 2 bars of D7 in bars 5 and 6. In bar 7 we have a G major chord. And then in bar 8 this changes to a G7 chord. And then we have a bar of C in bar 9 that changes to a bar of C minor in bar 10. In bar 11 we go back to our G major. And then in bar 12 we have a bar of A7. In bars 13 and 14 we just play a single strum of A7 on the first beat of each bar that is abruptly stopped each time. So, and then in bar 15 we play a single stopped strum of D7 on beat 1 of the bar. And then in bar 16 we don't play anything at all. And then in bar 17 we're back to our G major. In bar 18 we have a full bar of E7. Then in bar 19 we play another single strum of E7 on the first beat of the bar and stop. In bar 20 we have an A7. In bar 21 we have a D7. Bar 22 we're back to G major. And then in bar 23 we play another D7 again. In bar 24 back home to G. And then in bar 25 we just play a single stop strum of G again on beat 1 of the bar. On beats 2, 3 and 4 of this final bar is where we would sing the pickup Look for the, back into the second chorus. So the first verse would sound something like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Wherever I wander, wherever I roam, I couldn't be fonder of my big home. The bees are buzzing in the tree to make some honey just for me. When you look under the rocks and plants and take a glance at the fancy ants, then maybe try a few. The bare necessities of life will come to you. They'll come to you. The second chorus is structurally the same as the first, so I won't go over the chord sequence again, but I'll just demonstrate it with the different lyrics. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Look for the bare necessities, the simple bare necessities. Forget about your worries and your strife. I mean the bare necessities, that's why a bear can rest it is. We're just the bare necessities of life. The second verse is also structurally the same as the first verse, so I'll just play through it with the different lyrics. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. When you pick a pawpaw or a prickly pear, and you pick a raw paw, next time beware. Don't pick the prickly pear by the paw. When you pick a pear, try to use the claw. But you don't need to use the claw when you pick a pear of the big pawpaw. Have I given you a clue? The bare necessities of life will come to you. The final chorus is exactly the same for both the lyrics and the chords as the first chorus, but this time we're going to then repeat the final line, that brings the bare necessities of life. But this time it will be at half the tempo it was in the normal chorus part. So the final chorus with the last line repeat ending would be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Look for the bare necessities, the simple bare necessities. Forget about your worries and your strife. I mean the bare necessities of Mother Nature's recipes. That brings the bare necessities of life. That brings the bare necessities of life. And that's it. Now you have everything you need to know to play the bare necessities on your ukulele. Just remember, practice makes perfect. Take it slow at first and soon you'll be playing the whole song with no problem. As mentioned before, I've linked in the card above and the video description below to a play along video in order for you to practice. If you found this tutorial helpful, make sure to hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe for more ukulele lessons. Leave a comment if you have any questions or if there's a particular song that you'd like to learn next. And if you'd like a PDF of the song sheet with the lyrics and the chord shapes, buy me a coffee. See how to do so in the video description below and I'll email one over to you. Or alternatively, join me over at my Patreon page where all my tutorials and accompanying PDFs can be found in one place. Thank you for watching and bye for now.